Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you 5 rustic easy to make Easter DIYs, and this will also be my last Easter DIY for this season. Let's go ahead and get started. For DIY number 1, I took this large plastic egg and also white chalk paint as well as this black acrylic paint and baking soda. And I got this gray color and this texture. Now I am first going to add a little bit of hot glue along the edges of the seam where these two meet, just to make sure it keeps it in place. After that, I'm using just a sponge that I had on hand, and in a dabbing motion I am applying this paint texture, and I did 3 coats. After it was dried, this is how it looks like. Now I am going to go ahead and get this same chalk paint in a color Adirondack White by Folk Art and a chippy brush, and I'm just going to distress it to make it look even more like a cement. I am a proud plaid ambassador, so in case you are interested in any of these paints, please email me, and I'm going to also link everything in the description box. Alrighty, now after I was done with that, I'm going to take this flexible stencil from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take this pattern that I liked, and with the same white paint and a small brush, I'm just going to use a dabbing motion to apply this using this tape to keep it in place. And not to bore you with all this, of course I did it all around the perimeter, just like so, and this is how it looks like. And that is going to be it for this first project. Look how beautiful it looks. I love the simplicity of it. I love this stone looking texture. It really is so beautiful and modern, and I love this white touch to it. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about this one? Okay, on to the DIY number 2. I'm going to be using another small plastic egg and Smarties. Yes, I'm using Smarties, and I'm going to just go ahead and apply with the hot glue all around the egg. So there's no particular pattern. I just decided to add it all around the egg, and when I was completely done, I think I used 3 of these Smarties for 1 small egg, and this is how it looks like. I made 2 of these. And then after it was done, it was time to paint it. Now, I would recommend you guys either to use a spray paint, or if you don't want to spray paint or you don't have it, to first paint the egg itself and then attach Smarties, and then use the same paint on top. Just because it was a little bit difficult to go in between all these Smarties to make sure the egg is painted as well. It wasn't too bad, but it just took a little more time. So just keep that tip in mind. After the white one is done, I'm using this gray chalk paint, and this is how they look like. I think they're so beautiful already, but I decided to take a step further and take a chippy brush and just use gray paint to distress, or actually just a dry brush on a white egg, and opposite on this gray one to distress with a white. And after that, these eggs will be done. Look how beautiful they look. I really think this look high-end. It is so rustic but high-end. I absolutely love it. I don't think anyone would notice that this was made out of Smarties. Tell me your comments tell me your opinion in the comments down below. Would you recreate this? For all of you that are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy you are here, and for all of you that are returning, I want to thank you so much for being here. On my channel, you can find a lot of budget-friendly DIYs and crafts, mostly rustic and farmhouse style, but I do try other styles as well. If something like that interests you, please give this video a thumbs up and other videos as well to get me promoted on YouTube, and also subscribe if you're new. I would love to get to my channel and join this YouTube family. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. If you're on a social media, join me. Come say hi. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to the DIY number 3. I'm using this leftover of the Dollar Tree sign. You can see on the bottom I already used it previously, or actually used a portion of it. Now I'm taking off the jute twine on the top, and I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 rectangles, 2 pieces of burlap that I just had on hand, and then I'm going to cut it to the size that I need. That way I'm going to be covering that pumpkin over there. There's no need to cover with anything else. Now, one of those I'm going to just pull the strings on a outside of this outer edge, so that way it's just going to be frayed a little bit, and the other one will be smaller and it's going to be right in the middle. So first, like I said, I'm going to use the one that is frayed, and I'm going to apply it with a hot glue to the board, just like I'm showing over here, and then the other one will go right on the top in the middle. Alrighty, this is how it looks like. Now I'm going to take this bunny. It's a little bit bigger, so I decided to go ahead and get this cardboard from a box and trace the bunny, and I'm going to cut it out just a little bit smaller than what I traced. After that, this is how it looks like. Now I'm going to peel off one layer of it to just leave that corrugated part of the cardboard. And after I was done with everything, this is how it looks like. So cute already. I'm going to take this Sage chalk paint by Folkart, and I am going to just use a dabbing motion and a chippy brush to apply it. I didn't want to saturate it with the paint, so that's why I just used dabbing motion. When it's done, this is how it looks like, but I'm going to now go ahead and get this white Adirondack chalk paint by Folkart, and I will use the same brush and just dry brush, a little dabbing motion on top. Alrighty, now it's time to attach with the hot glue this bunny right on top of this burlap. Alrighty, when I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get two large craft sticks, and I'm going to measure how much I need to be able to cover the top and the bottom of this sign. After cutting it out, I'm gonna just measure where these holes are gonna need to be poked in the craft stick, and I'm gonna use Crocodile to poke the holes. I really like this tool. It is so amazing. It create holes in literally anything. Now I'm going to use the hot glue to apply one of these on top and one on the bottom. After that, I just added the jute twine back on top, and that's going to be it for this cute sign. I love everything about this sign. I love that it's so rustic. I love the cute little bunny, a little touch of color, and I love natural wood on it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, please. Okay, DIY number 4. I'm going to be using these eggs from the Dollar Tree. I'm actually going to be using only one of them. And then I'm gonna start taking off, or actually peeling off, this paper that's on top. I use my heat gun to help peeling it off, and then just sanding off everything to make sure it's nice and smooth. After I was done with all of them, this is how it looks like. Now I'm gonna take this seashell pink craft paint by Folkart, and I just put a little tape on the bottom so it doesn't bleed through. Then I am going to use this gray chalk paint by Martha Stewart on the second line, and I'm just pretty much heavily dry brushing. I didn't want it to be completely perfect, and you will see over here when I peeled off the tape, it actually peeled off some of the paint, so I really like it. So now I'm using this ivory chalk paint by Waverly on a third line, and then on the fourth line I'm going to be using the Sage chalk paint by Folkart. And like I said, every time I pulled off the tape, it left a little bit of distressing behind, and I really like the way it looks. This is how it looks like. Now I'm going to take a little bit of jute twine, pull it through, and then both sides of the jute twine, both threads, I'm going to push through the middle sides of the beads, wooden beads, and then I'm going to add 3 more of the smaller ones, and I will just tie a knot on the top. And that's going to be it for this cute little hanger. It can be hanging on your doorknob, or just put it somewhere on a tier tray or something like that. It is super, super adorable. I love it. What do you guys think? And the last DIY for today, I'm going to be using this canvas. Actually, this triangle that I cut out came from the canvas from the Lowe's or any other home improvement store you can find it. And also I had 2 other triangles that I cut out from just a white fabric that I had on hand. Now I'm rolling this fabric into a cone, and using a hot glue I'm securing the ends. And now that I have this cone, I'm going to go ahead and I will do the same thing with the white ones as well. After all of them are created, I'm taking polyfill and I'm filling this out. I actually saved this polyfill from the old pillow and it's perfect for these type of projects. After I was done filling it out, I'm going to take this nautical rope from the Dollar Tree and I will just cut out two, I think it's maybe three inches long pieces. I will hot glue them together on the bottom just a little bit, and then I will unravel each strand because there is 3 in each. So now I'm gonna have 6 of them. After I was done with that part, I am going to just position it right in the middle. I decided to need to first cut off this pointed end, and then I will again put it in the middle, and then I will just use a jute twine from the Dollar Tree to tie it around a few times. That way we'll keep it in place, and just to create a very simple knot. So wrap it around a few times, making sure it's nice and tight to keep the nautical rope in place, and I tied a knot. After I was done with this, I realized that I should maybe just unravel the nautical rope even further, and I like that even more because I thought it looked fuller and really looked like more real carrot. Alrighty, now I'm using 3 white buttons to put it right in the middle, or actually on the front of this carrot. After that, I am doing the same thing with the white one, and this is how it looks like, except I will just add 3 beads on each side of this jute twine. So one will be a little bit shorter and one will be just a little bit longer. At the end, I will just make sure I tie several knots just to make sure those beads don't fall out, and I will cut off the excess of this jute twine. And that will be it for the second one. Third one, I decided to use this Arteza fabric marker, and I will just create a little lines on this cone, actually future carrot. There's no really particular reason I did this. I just went around, created the carrot like I did the rest of them, and I'm just gonna add 3 dark gray, or actually black, buttons right on the front of it. And that's gonna be it for this project. I might say this probably is my favorite for this video. I know you've probably seen a lot of different type of carrots made from creators on YouTube, but I love how this one is a little bit different. It is rustic and it's completely my style. Please tell me in the comments down below which one was your favorite out of these. Would you recreate them? Also, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're new, please subscribe. I would love to have you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.